My name is Alyssa Matthews, and I did my infographic project on the Ukraine. So, what I learned about them was the current crisis they have going on right now is there's a power struggle between coalition within the Ukraine. So basically, one wants to be with Europe and join forces and be together, and the other wants to align with Russia. So it just causes some conflict there. And it began really on June 7th, 2014, when pro-West President Petro replaced pro-Russian president. Russian special forces occupied Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula, claiming to protect port access to Black Sea, and it eventually ended in military conflict between Ukrainian soldiers and Russian-backed soldiers. And then eventually, recently in 2018, Russian ships were attacked, and they were bordered near the Black Sea. So that's a current crisis going on right now, is basically conflict, and someone has to basically pick a side. Are they collective or individualistic? I would say they're both. Ukraine displays both ideals. With the older generation, they still get stuck in that conformist side because they did belong to Soviet Union, and since the 1940s, so they've always had that we mindset. Now the youth is starting to display the I mindset, and but while they do that, when they're out with friends, they say we and friends instead of my friends and I. So it's kind of a little bit both. They're starting to come around more like to the American ways a little bit, not completely, but there is definitely a little bit of both that we're seeing there. Are they ambiguity tolerant or intolerant? I would say intolerant. They scored a 95 on feeling threatened by ambiguous situations. So because they're more formal and distant, and they're very into planning and making sure everything comes out to a T. So just letting it happen is not really an option for the Ukraine. Are they masculine or feminine? Excuse me. So masculinity, they got a very, very high score for that. They're very competitive and money driven, and their idea of a good quality life is being the best, just like that's what masculine type culture is all about. They scored very low on the feminist side, so that means they do not value quality of living by, doing things that you love and stuff like that. So, and that also comes to the fact that they're a very high power distance country. All individuals are not equal in the Ukraine. They managed to score a 92, which means the power holders are distant within their society. So it's also the largest country within Europe, and has spent most of the time being under the Soviet Union, which has led to more centralized society, and status is a big thing there, and how you act and your interactions with people definitely reflects whether you are a low status person or a high status person. So stereotypes that are said within the Ukraine some of them are kind of funny. People think that the Ukraine is a part of Russia, which, there are some people that want it to be a part of Russia. And then that Ukrainian and Russian are the same exact language. So that's like if someone's speaking Portuguese and they're like, oh, you're speaking Spanish. No, it's the same thing. Ukrainian and Russian are completely different languages. Ukrainians only drink vodka, and I was reading up on this, and that actually makes Ukrainians pretty mad whenever they say that there's always a bottle of vodka in their home, or Ukrainians always drink vodka and that's it. It's not true, apparently. There's definitely people who enjoy other types of liquor out there. There's another one that said nobody speaks English in the Ukraine. I mean, that's anywhere. That's like us saying, that's like Mexico saying, oh, no one speaks Spanish in the United States. Definitely not true. There's plenty of us who speak Spanish. There's some really cool traditions in the Ukraine. They celebrate this, I'm going to call it Midsummerfest because I do not know how to pronounce this, but basically it's from June 6th to June 7th, and it's a festival that has like ancient pagan roots, and they use a lot of fire, herbs, water, and they basically do like rituals and stuff, and it's very, very sacred in the Ukraine. And of course, their Independence Day is on the 24th of August every year, just like we have our 4th of July. And they do the same type of thing, fireworks, festivals, everybody getting together and showing their pride for being a part of the Ukraine. So yeah, that basically sums up my infographic. Thank you so much.